What is up, Joyriders? This is Kelvin here.
And Logan.
So we're here to film the first episode of the Joyride podcast.
Solely because RSS is requiring us to.
Basically, we gotta film that. We're gonna have it all set up, but right now we're doing it in an IHOP parking lot in my car. Yeah, that's what you're getting.
Yeah, that's the quality you can look forward to with Joyride Media.
Basically, in today's episode, we're gonna be going through the top 10 10 best car and driver vehicles for January of 2022. We're a little bit late too, but it's all right.
It took a while to get everything set up.
There's something that we got to bring to light though before our first rant ever.
I know we're starting off controversial, but it's got to be said.
Everybody's got to agree. We're sitting in the parking lot where a guy's got a purple Challenger V6, a purple
V6 of all things,
one of those all-wheel drive ones, and it's that classic Challenger purple, but it's a V6. And then he also left the fucking transport things on.
A little yellow tabs on the front bumper.
God damn!
Nothing is more despicable in this world than seeing that. They're meant for shipping, guys. Come on, take them off.
But no, everybody's seen them. Those little yellow shipping. That's a whole episode on its own. I feel like.
Yeah, that's like leaving the protective plastic on all your appliances.
Basically, but anyway, that's
back to the content you subscribe to.
That's either here or there. So we're trying to get subscribers fast. We're trying to be the next Donut Media here. We're probably gonna be deriving a lot of shit from them, but it is what it is.
It happens to the best of us,
We're also gonna be pretty shitty right now. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna be all right. We're gonna get started.
We're just being honest with our fan base.
That's it. That's what matters. That's it. This type of honesty you're not getting from Donut or anyone. That's worth a sub and a half right there. Oh, we can't be those people that ask for subs like crazy.
No.
Please like, share, and comment. No,
you know what? Don't subscribe.
Don't. Go flip yourself.
Block us right now.
God. Okay, please don't. But anyway, back to the subject. So, Car and Driver's 10 best. If anybody's familiar with it, Car and Driver, in my opinion, they're one of the more reputable magazines out there.
We're looking at you, Motor Trend.
God, remember they made the car of the year a little back, the Chevy Volt. Who's gonna look at that and think that's the car of the year?
I'll tell you what, though, it is.
No,
it is the car of the future. Right?
The first generation Chevy Volt looked like a lemon wedge. Anyway,
you got that right.
Let's start
for real though. Their car of the year sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, well, Car and Driver's 10 best. Like there are a couple of complaints I have with them. Like you'll see it later on. But like right now, like I think they're one of the more reputable ones. I really love their content. If they ever want to give me a job, that would be totally epic too. But,
yeah, we're totally down for that.
It is what it is. Well, let's jump in. Let's get started. So first, right off the bat, is the Porsche 718. Now this includes the 718 Cayman, which is a coupe, and then the 718 Boxster, the convertible. So I gotta say, like the 718 has been part of Car and Driver's 10 best for a while now, and I mean,
beautiful car.
Yeah, it's understandable. I wonder if they've ever done the 911. I honestly have not.
Hey man, we don't talk about 911.
It's weird how I feel like a lot of more car enthusiasts are going towards. Yeah, literally. Oh shit. Oh man.
Yeah, that's the content you subscribe for. I just want it to be known as well for this first podcast. We're really doing it fancy. We're sitting inside the interior of a Genesis, recording this on an iPhone.
Good sound isolation, I must be honest.
Yeah,
recording on iPhone.
We're turning this into a review of the Genesis.
Hey, this is no, take it back. That'll be some other day. But this is what great podcasts start out, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, the Porsche 718. I wonder if in the car industry, everybody's kind of moving towards the Porsche 718 as like the car enthusiast.
That's like the ideal car.
Well, you think it's always the 911, but I feel like the 911's been priced out.
It's outdated.
Well, it's not really outdated. I mean, maybe putting the engine in the backpack behind the rear axle, maybe a little outdated.
The 718 is just so more lively, and it's got that fizz that you don't get from the 911 anymore.
I feel like that. Yeah, every Boxster I've driven, it's got some fun to it. And I feel like more car enthusiasts are moving towards the Boxster than or just the 718 in general than the 911. Since the 911's its base price starts at $100,000, and that's 4 options.
Yeah, Logan, you could get a C8 Corvette.
Logan, to get carbon ceramic brakes, it's $8,000. To get certain wheels, you're pushing $5,000.
Yeah, you can get a C8 Corvette for that type of money.
That's what I'm saying. Honestly, like people debate about the 911 versus the C8 Corvette, but I mean, like let's be honest, like the C8 Corvette's also $40,000. I'm not a Corvette fan. I've never been a Chevy fan. I'm more of a Porsche fan, but I have to be honest.
I mean, the facts are facts. The C8 Corvette's legendary.
Literally, That's all. It's just insane. And not to mention the Z06 is going to be around the same price as the Carrera. Oh my god, Porsche. I just like I can understand now why people are moving towards the 718 more, and that's probably why Car and Driver keeps putting that on their 10 best list.
Yeah,
to be honest. And I mean, like, look at this. Just for the 2020 Cayman T, which is around the middle of the range model, it still has the 300 horsepower 2 liter, so it doesn't have the Boxster 6 that the bigger cars do.
Didn't need it anyway.
Yeah, literally. But still, 0 to 64.4 seconds.
That's not bad.
The 6-cylinder model is in the mid 3-second range. Like, it's just
it's not the fastest car on the road, but it's definitely going to be one of the most fun.
Exactly. Like,
throw that little thing into corners, you're good to go.
Exactly. Like, it touts great numbers too. Like, quarter mile, like, you can do it as low as 11.6 seconds. I'm assuming Car and Driver means the GT4 in this sense, but still, like, it's a fantastic car. Honestly, if you ask any car guy, like, nobody's gonna dock the 718 or any aspect of it.
I mean, older models, the headlights weren't the greatest, but...
Oh, my God. From the 2000s, the little eye ones. Yeah. I feel like every Porsche guy hates those.
But, they're really not that bad. When you look at some other stylings of cars, that's some of the least heinous things to hate about car styling.
Yeah, good point. All right. So, 718, I agree with them there. It's definitely a 10 best. Out of all the ones I've driven, if you ever get the chance to drive one, Logan, you literally sit with your butt cheeks about 5 inches off the ground, and it's wonderful. With the
way the Lord intended it.
With the engine in the middle. Beautiful. One thing I must add about Porsche is they're really kind of crappy sometimes. Because they don't...
Man is just coming out the gate spitting the most controversial beliefs.
Even the most powerful Caymans, they'll make sure to price it more than they need to, so they don't make it competitive with the 911. Like, they don't want this to beat the 911. So
they base all of their decisions with the 718 around not overachieving the 911.
Even though, like, a lot of people prefer this over the... Like, I honestly, with the chance of a base model Carrera 911 or a GT4 Porsche 718 Cayman, I'd rather have the Cayman by a heartbeat. Like, this is just a great car.
Also, I'd feel a lot less bad driving that daily.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that rumble, but that's a nice... That's a Chevy Silverado right there.
That's a Chevy. Some guy...
That's the AT4 package right there.
Wow, look at him walk to his car.
Yeah, he knows.
Is he going to let his girlfriend in first?
Again, as we said, we're sitting outside IHOP right now, so,
we're
really seeing
his girlfriend wearing suspiciously high heels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a Texas state outline on the back of the truck,
so
too.
He fucks. It's got the LT.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about the Silverados, though, is they're kind of, like, lacking behind the Chevy or the Dodge Ram 1500 and the Ford F-150.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely... the least in class. Sorry to all the Chevy fanboys out there. We've kind of been shitting on them a lot with the Corvette and this, but
that's okay. I mean, Chevy's just kind of been on a downhill, but like I think they'll get back to it. The whole electric part though, they started with a new eco-friendly sign that's like nice. That's like blue.
Yeah, but they got the Hummer EV coming out.
It's pretty badass. You know what's crazy about the car? It weighs an insane amount.
It's like 10,000 pounds.
Something insane.
He's walking around blowing some smoke out. This is the guy in the Silverado again.
He just spit on the ground. Wow, what a guy.
Oh, God, he's stepping in. He needed to use the curb to step in.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if he just crashed into us during our first podcast?
Oh, my God, that would really be some interesting content. Yeah, we just got in a car accident.
That would be hilarious. All right, next on the list, number 2. What they've called the box of joy, the Volkswagen GTI.
I see what you did there when you went German on us.
Volkswagen. Now this is the new Mark 8.
Now you used to have a GTI.
I had a Mark 7, a Mark 7.5, a 2021 GTI. I did get the GSG unfortunately, which I kind of regret. I wish I got the Mani, but I loved it. It was a great car. Some issues here and there, some complaints that I have, but overall for the price, it was a great fucking car.
Yeah.
Damn, I just swore. We should have done the XSplit thing.
We still can.
We'll just edit it out later and then forget.
But, oh shit, Trail Boss is out of here, boys.
Oh, God, look at him go.
Big dickin' straight through the parking lot.
We also don't hate trucks, but...
I drive a truck.
Yeah, our friend Logan here drives a truck.
Mopar or no par, baby.
A 2006 Dodge Dakota.
No, we don't got to talk about the problems with it. It's fine. It's fine. Don't roast me. Fuck you.
It's fine. Hey, we gotta keep it PG, man. We don't want to get demonetized by YouTube.
My truck is actually sitting right next to us right now, and the dent in the door is actively visible.
Hey, that's good. That's good stuff.
That's how you know. It's also got some mud on it.
Anyway, we're
straying so far off topic.
So the Volkswagen GTI. Now, I used to own one. I think it's a great car. From what I've heard, though, the new one isn't as great as the previous models. Like, apparently, a lot of people, including Car and Driver itself and Road and Track, they've done some tests on it and said that it doesn't drive as crisp as the previous model. Driver feedback or road feedback isn't as crisp either.
The whole thing about the GTI, the whole appeal of it was the feedback and the handling.
The fact that it was like one of the greatest.
One of the great hot hatches that had superb handling.
That's one of the dislikes I have about Car and Driver, because they do have like a long running streak of putting this and the Honda Accord. Now, the Honda Accord's a great car, but I have trouble believing that it was part of the 10 best cars ever sold in the U.S. sold in the U.S. every year.
In a world that has so many different car brands and so many different cars available, it's just unrealistic to say the Honda Accord is one of the top 10.
Every year. I mean, it might be. I have not driven many Accords. I have not lived with them. It might be. And so might the Volkswagen, but
I wouldn't say it's top 10.
I don't know. I feel like Car and Driver themselves docked this car a couple points. I'm surprised they put it back on the list. Still, got strong numbers, 240 horsepower from a 2-liter inline four. You get the 6-speed Mani or Volkswagen's very good 7-speed dual clutch. I had the dual clutch itself. It was a very great transmission. Dual clutches themselves are great transmission, so I love that they put it in there. This also, if you guys have seen pictures of it, it also has that gear lever that looks like a little nub that you have to change back and forth. I don't know why Volkswagen Auto Group is doing that with all their cars, with the A3 and the 911 itself has a nub too.
The car world's really moving towards nubs.
I don't know why
really nubbing.
Logan just pulled out a woman's hair out of my car.
I don't know what you've been doing in the Jetty, but I support it fully.
Hey,
your choices, man.
Anyway, strong number 0 to 65.7, quarter mile on 14.2.
Yeah, not the fastest car on the list, but
it's not going to be. But here's the thing:
handling is really what sets it apart.
Here's the thing: I need to drive the new Volkswagen Mark 8, but any GTI driver will tell you there's something special about that car that you just can't put your finger on. Same thing with the Porsche 718. Like, there's something you get in corners and rides. Like, they may not be the fastest, but there's just something to them that just driver.
It's like the Miata, where they're not fast, but the joy comes in the corners.
Exactly, and there's just something special about these cars.
They're just such a joyride. See what I did there?
They must be. All right, next page. Speak of the devil, the Honda Accord. Now,
it looks good.
36 years in a row. It's a great car. I mean, this is like... people don't realize how quick these actually are, because the higher-end engine has 252 horsepower from the same 10-speed dual-clutch transmission.
I feel like the Honda Accord is like the golden retriever of cars, where it's just everyone's like go-to option, you know?
Literally,
yeah. It's
Look
so
at that.
Common.
It's faster in 0 to 60 and the quarter mile for the top-end model than the GTI is, which is...
Yeah, they're speedy. And they look nice. The styling is not bad.
And good gas mileage.
Yeah, I mean, they really are, overall, like, well-rounded car.
I would say so, yeah.
But they're just so common.
Actually, they're not even as common as like the Toyota Camry, which I don't like the Toyota Camry.
You're noticing a trend here in how we don't like commuter cars.
No, we like the Honda Accord. At least
Honda Accord's cool.
I feel like especially the top end model with that much power, I feel like that's a grown man would grow up to get that.
Yeah, I mean,
you get the Volkswagen,
very reasonable car.
You get the Volkswagen first, then you grow into a Honda Accord.
Yeah, and it's a little faster, you know, and it's a little more refined, a little
more
adult.
It is. If you guys haven't been inside of one of these,
I mean, it's gorgeous.
They're luxury car quality.
It is a nice place to sit. You know, it's a good place to be, but
heated and cooled. Yeah. And you guys got luxury equipment like heated and cooled seats. Apple CarPlay, Android, digital gauge cluster, and a huge digital screen, auto start stop. It's a great all around car. I can't dock them for putting this generation on there, but I remember last generation was kind of a stinker, and they kept it on the list for a long time. So that's my only dock against Car and Driver.
Now It's got to be said, the photo of this car in Car and Driver magazine, is it sitting atop a gargoyle on a skyscraper?
Yes, it is. They have, like, every year, Car and Driver has, like, a 10 best, like, theme, and this year's theme is superheroes.
Oh, that's
so I don't know why they're trying to, like, pretend the Accord is Batman, but it's, like, sitting on top of a gargoyle, right? I don't know.
It's just a strange picture.
It is indeed very strange.
Now we got the one we've all been waiting for, the Corvette C8.
Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. Now, this car, I've not been a Chevy fan. personally, for a long time. There was an old video game in 2006 called Ford versus Chevy, and I very much picked Ford's side. I was a big Ford fanboy, but
Fair enough.
it took me a while. Even I have to admit, this is a fantastic vehicle. I would even have one if I could. They just specs off the back. Base price is actually $62,000.
That's not bad.
That's amazing. What do you mean?
Like, that's not bad. You cannot find
For
that
faster
quality.
for having faster acceleration than a 458 Italia. This is
You
amazing.
cannot find a car that's that good of a value, really.
I don't think you can. If anybody else has some, put it in the comments.
I don't even know where you can comment, but put it in the comments.
On our YouTube channel, put it in the comments. But any car that's a better value, like 490 horsepower, 8-speed dual clutch. Now, I know people are going to be sad that it doesn't come with a manual, but that's just a trend nowadays. And honestly, like, if I would have this car, I'd have a separate manual car to suffice my desire to shift gears.
Oh,
But-
you desires, huh?
Yep.
Oh, we're going to leave those off the podcast.
But anyway,
Yikes, ooh.
0 to 60, 2.8 seconds. Quarter
That's
mile,
insane.
11.2 seconds.
For $62,000,
At
you
100,
get that.
you literally top
That's
speed
insane to think.
184. Like, I can't think of better. Maybe if you're going for sheer power, the Dodge Hellcat has more power. But like, it also weighs 4,400 pounds. I can't think of a car that's going to be this fast. Now, let's be honest though. To get a Corvette, especially right now, we're filming this in the middle of March. In the middle of one of the biggest used car surges in a long time. To get a Corvette at that price is going to be a little tricky.
Yeah, there's
Their
gotta be
average
markups,
prices
for sure.
The average price for a new one, I think, is going to be, it's at least on a lot of sites I've been seeing, is around $100,000. So I don't.
Which, I mean, still isn't that bad. It's a lot more than the MSRP, but
Yeah,
it's still
but-
not that bad for what you're getting.
Yeah, but at that point, it's like, what? That's when I would like seriously consider a Porsche 911 over this, because as refined as great of a car it's a
It's not $100,000 quality, I feel like. Like, the interior quality,
man.
like,
Honestly,
final
the
quality.
interior quality is not bad either.
No,
Like, they
fair
have a
enough.
nice digital gauge closer. I just don't know if I could. That's where
I don't know what
$100,000.
I'm saying. I don't know if it's a good value for $100,000 or not.
I don't think it is.
It's
All
not,
I'll say though, if you go to a dealership and say you want to order it, and you make sure they guarantee that they're going to sell it to you at MSRP, because if you put a down payment down, a non-refundable down payment, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to upcharge you $2,000 or $20,000. That's how you get screwed right there.
And we don't get screwed here, Joyride.
We don't get screwed. There's going to be no screwing. Hey, you also get a highway MPG of 24 MPG.
That's not bad.
That's better than the Genesis.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Oh man, all right. Moving on. So now we got two beauties. They put the Ram 1500 and the Ford Bronco. Now, for the picture, they use the Ram 1500 T-Rex going up against the Bronco.
That's not a very fair
We all know.
comparison.
I still don't know why people compare the Ram T-Rex to the regular Raptor, because the T-Rex has 700 horsepower, and the Raptor tops out at like 400.
Yeah.
I don't know why they kept.
They're two
Or
very
I
different
think
ballparks.
I think I get it wrong. I think it's like 440 or 450, but.
Numbers are just numbers.
Whatever the case is, the Ram T-Rex came out, people went crazy about it. They kept comparing it to a lot of cars. I think what Car Driver's doing here is trying to compare it to the Bronco, but it's incomparable. Price-wise, though, it's pretty comparable.
Yeah.
Broncos' price hikes are so high that
Yeah, but they're beautiful.
They are
I mean, they're still
beautiful.
not worth the
It's
high
crazy.
price.
I
but they're
I
beautiful.
couldn't believe how big they are. Like, I recently saw one in person, and they're ginormous. Like, you see them on pictures, and you think, oh, that just looks like a regular SUV. It's
they're
not.
wide.
It's legitimately the size. It's as tall as a 4Runner, as big as a 4Runner. That's the best car I can compare it to. It's ginormous.
Are you saying a 4Runner's ginormous?
Well, it's compared to what you think this looks like. Because I'm looking at it.
It looks like it'd be like Wrangler size,
You
but
know
it's
what's
definitely not.
weird. Yeah, it looks a lot bigger than a Wrangler, too. It's absolutely huge. Hold on, my love. For some reason, this is a flaw with the Genesis. After 20 minutes, the interior lighting gets
Just turns off and you
just
can't
turns
turn it
off.
back on.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna have to do a couple of.
We're gonna have to.
All right, we turn that shit
we're
back on. That's pretty good. I guess if you forget your lights on all overnight, the Genesis turns them off. Anyway, the
The
Bronco.
Koreans, man, they think of everything.
Literally. So the Bronco. I have been liking this car for a while. I think it's a great car.
I would love a Bronco.
But like there have been you've seen a lot of those TikToks where like a Bronco goes into service after like 100 miles.
I was showing you one of these the other day, and it was like brown, like, shit coming out of it.
Literally, I don't know what that owner did in like 600 miles, but there was like brown goop coming out of the oil pan.
It looked like it was just straight mud coming out of the oil.
There was another one, a bunch of TikToks about how mechanics have to like change the engines out and stuff.
Yeah, fuck it.
I don't know, man. I know they're out there. I know the build quality issues. I know that nobody can get a hand on it, and on the used car market, they're being appreciated. There's like a first edition that went over $100,000, which is insane.
That is kind of crazy.
Which is funny because the base price of the Bronco, not a lot of people can believe it. I was telling people what the base price was, and they're like, "No way," because out there they're all like appreciated or marked up to over.
Yeah, they're all valued
over
very
sticker
high.
price, but like the base price is just $30,000.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. I would honestly, I would love one of these with a 6-speed manual that it comes with. I know it's 7-speed, but one of the gears is a crawler gear. But with the manual it comes with, I know you'd have to you have to have the smaller 2.3 liter inline 4, but it's a strong engine. It comes with 300 horsepower, same engine in the Ford Ranger.
Yeah. It's not a bad engine.
No.
It is when you put literal, like, mud through it. But...
yeah, honestly. Specs, it goes 0 to 60, 6.3 for the V6, 7 seconds for the inline, quarter miles, 15.5 for the V6, 15.5 for the inline, 15 seconds on the dot for the V6. Honestly, guys, it's numbers you'd expect. It's going to be slow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big car.
You know what's funny? Slow, 6.3 to 7 seconds would have been really quick for a car 10 years ago.
That was faster than my dad's Camaro in the 70s.
Literally. But nowadays, that's kind of like, there's a kind of, no, I wouldn't say snail's
I would
numbers.
say anything
they're probably
over
around
6 nowadays is considered not quick.
Probably like lower than average because like your Camry nowadays has a 300 horsepower.
Yeah, we were just talking about the Accord. And
Accord, yeah,
it's
exactly.
0 to 60. So, like, if common cars like those are hitting those numbers, you almost expect, most cars to be able to do that.
Exactly. Now onto the Ram. Now, truck guys are gonna be pissed. I'm just lowering the window in my car.
we're fogging up a little bit, boys and girls.
But
it's getting hot in here today.
For the love of God. First podcast vibes. Anyway, the Ram 1500, like, truck people are gonna argue over this. Like
now,
I said,
you watch your tongue here, because I drive a Dodge truck.
You're right. Well, a dog truck that isn't made anymore.
A Dodge truck that's discontinued and kind of a piece of shit.
Just a little bit.
It's cool though. I don't know. The Ram 1500s, they look really good.
These new ones,
the styling of them,
and the
gorgeous.
technology, like these whole people are like.
They have a full iPad as an infotainment
literally
system.
I was just gonna say people were giving crap to Tesla for having a full iPad as their infotainment, but now everybody's kind of copying it and people love it. Not to mention its build quality is far superior. Like the new F-150 came out. Well, I say new, it looks the same as the old, even though everything's new on it.
Yeah.
But it looks all right. It's a great truck, but like compared to this is just straight up a luxury truck almost. Like everything.
Oh yeah, it's almost like that Mercedes truck that's just a Nissan Frontier.
It's better than that by a mile. Fucking the base model Ram 1500 is better than that truck. But
I mean, it's a nice place to be. The interior feels nice, and
yeah,
it sounds nice.
I mean, a lot of trucks sound nice. Let's be honest. I do like that they haven't discontinued the big Hemi, the 6.4. But that being said, if you are looking for a truck like this and you don't want to get the big V8, which I know is like sin in the truck world, but if you don't want to get the if you don't want to get the big V8, the only thing with this is if you're going for the V6 instead, its V6 compared to Ford's EcoBoost V6 kind of sucks.
The EcoBoost is an incredible engine.
It really is.
Every form of the EcoBoost is incredible.
It is, and this isn't just my Ford fanboy talk. Like I honestly think it's a great car, but if you're gonna spend your money, like this Ram 1500 all the way, like it is the way to go. It's such a great car.
What's up next?
I really just called it a car. Let's talk. Its specs are kind of skewed because they're including the T-Rex in the specs. Because the T-Rex 0 to 60.
It's technically a trim.
Look at this range though. The regular V6 has a 0 to 60 of 8.1, and then the T-Rex is 3.7.
That's a 5-second difference.
But no, I mean, if you guys think the Ram's good, like completely respectable. Like I think it belongs on this list. Certainly. Same thing with the Bronco.
Mopar, no par, baby.
Hell yeah. All right, now we're going to go talk about a car that I don't think not a lot of people know about.
This is one of my favorite
cars.
Both
the Cadillac CT5 Blackwing and the CT4 Blackwing.
Talk about a luxury performance car.
Literally, this thing is unreal. So let's talk about CT5 first. If anybody, it kind of like, the way I break it down is CT5 similar to the 5 Series in Mercedes E-Class, while CT4 is more similar to the 3 Series and the Mercedes C-Class. That being said, the CT5, first off, crazy numbers, 668 horsepower, supercharged, 6.2-liter V8, 6-speed manual, which is badass, or a 10-speed auto. If anybody who wants a car, I know cars don't appreciate very well, but I know Cadillac's not going to be making this for a long time.
No. God, the plaid stitching on the seats is beautiful.
Oh my God, yeah. Cadillac's not going to be making this for a bad time, so if anybody wants a good investment, a car that's going to hold its value for a while, get a CT5V Blackwing with a 6-speed. It's going to be the best buy ever.
And it's not that bad in price, really.
Base price, $87,000 versus an M5 start. This has more power and, from what I've heard, even better handling than an M5, which is
That's
unreal.
insane.
But M5 starts like, what, 100, 110, 120 grand, same with the E65.
It's a little bit of a cheaper value.
Now, I will say,
more value.
It does not come in Avant form, so I may be looking, if I'm spending this much money, I may be looking at the RS6.
You would want an Avant.
I do. Who doesn't want a 600 horsepower wagon? Don't shake your head at me. That's badass.
No, they're cool, but I don't know. I would definitely take the CT5 Blackwing over a RS6 Avant.
Yeah, honestly, supercharged V8, 660 horsepower. I prefer supercharging over turbocharging that the others have, but wow,
it's got a better sound.
Literally, I am a sucker for that whine. Not even gonna lie.
Gets them all riled up.
But no, this deserves to be on the list. Same thing with the CT4 Blackwing. Its specs are it has
a little guy.
This has a twin turbo V6, 472 horsepower. So
that's respectable.
I'm not sure about this. I may actually prefer an M3 over this, even though its base price is only $60,000. It's 0 to 60. It's got great numbers though. 4 seconds. I don't know. It's.
I mean, the M3 is a cool car.
BMW's inline 6 is just unbelievably
It's so
great.
smooth.
It really is.
It's one of the smoothest engines I've ever driven.
Not to mention then the power kicks in. It's just I think this it should belong on the list for what they've done, especially since they've included a manual, especially since they've brought back the Blackwing name. They've
such a strong American competitor in a category that's really dominated by the Germans.
Not to mention the value. I think the M3 starts at like $75,000 or something like that. So I think value-wise, it belongs on this list. I'm not sure if this should be on the list as long as the CT5. I think the CT5 should be on the list for a few more years.
CT5 is a little more groundbreaking, I would say.
I agree, but still, great car nonetheless. Next up, we have the Subaru BRZ or the Toyota GR86.
They look great. That's all I have good to say about them.
Logan does not like these very much. I have driven many of them, and I have to say, even though the power selects you can hate on for all that, they're basically mini Porsches. The driving feel is unreal, but I will admit they are lacking a little bit of the power area.
I'll tell you what. One time we were at the Speedway together, and we were doing some drag racing, and there was a man in a Toyota BRZ, what am I saying? It was a Subaru BRZ. Actually, it was an FRS, if I'm being honest here. And he had it supercharged, and on launch, snapped the drive shaft and just sat there. And then afterwards, we talked to him about it, and the exact same thing happened previously, and he didn't upgrade the drive shaft. That's the fan base of these cars right there.
I'm not gonna judge the car on a fan base, but I agree that was a bro moment and a half.
It was something to behold for sure.
Truly, but the thing is, they are truly fun cars. I would say if you have a garage, this is gonna be your fun car. This is gonna be the car you take on weekend bouts.
You take it up a canyon.
Oh my god, it's gonna be amazing.
Drive it off the canyon too.
The reason the Boxster engine sits so low, the bulk of the low is below the height of the wheel.
Yeah.
It's just, it handles beautifully. It's got a great car.
It was designed well. It's just they didn't put much thought into the actual horsepower.
Well, they didn't want to. They were harking back to the Corolla 86.
Corolla 86?
Yeah, which had no power.
Those are beautiful.
But everybody loved them. That's one thing I do dislike about Toyota in general is they kind of I understand that they want to keep up the tuning scene, but they do put less effort in the cars. The only example is one great example that comes to mind is the Toyota Supra. They put about 30 fake vents on it because they wanted to make tuners functional. The Supra is a whole concept of another day.
I
whether
think
we like
it is cool to have a modular car where you know,
That is kinda-
they
you're
do
right.
support
That is
the
kinda
fan
cool.
base to modify the car. A lot of
That is
companies
kinda cool.
void warranties for all types of stuff.
You're
Toyota
right. That
almost
is cool.
embraces it.
That is kind of cool. And they like upgraded the freaking I'm spacing deck lid to hold a spoiler and stuff. Like I'm a fan of the GR86.
Now that new 86 is pretty cool.
I don't think. See, if you go to any car meet with this car, you're gonna get hated on. But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just what you got
That's
to
just
do.
the car world for
That's
you.
just the car world. The overly toxic car world. Specs 200. They bumped up a whole whopping 30 horsepower on the previous one.
Wow, they're really listening to the people over there. At Toyota.
I honestly think just to shut everybody up, they should just make a Toyota tune like TRD, not a TRD. Well, maybe a TRD.
Yeah, like a TRD package
Yeah.
for it.
Or they're never going to do the STI. They're going to keep that to the WRX.
Screw it. Put a 700 horsepower supercharged engine in there.
But I'll get it. There was a guy who put a 458 engine in it,
Dang.
and he crashed it.
Sounds about right. It's a very light car for a very powerful engine.
Basically, but still strong stats. 5.4 seconds. I'm assuming that's with the 6-speed auto.
Just watch your head gaskets.
Yeah, literally. Little Subaru humor there for you. Anyway.
It's got to be done. You know, the Subaru slander and Jeep slander, it has to be done.
Honestly, I'm not too big on Subaru slander because, all right, maybe a little bit.
And the truth comes out, folks.
But we are gonna copy Donut Media in one big way, so we're gonna keep the Jeep slander up. Anybody out there who loves Jeeps, you do you, but damn.
But man, you make some bad choices.
Literally. Also, another thing, I'm not too big on these cars, SUVs. Next up is the Kia Telluride.
I'm more of a Hyundai Palisade type of guy myself.
Yeah, well, apparently not. According to Car and Driver, you can go fuck yourself.
They're guardian of the third row, okay?
Oh my, literally. That's what, oh my god, that's the title. Their whole comic book thing is, for the Kia, is the guardian of the third row. I guess. But whatever the
Jeep
case
Grand
is.
Wagoneer. I know we just talked about Jeep slander, but the Jeep Grand Wagoneer is a pretty nice car.
It is. So is the Ford, I don't think the Ford Explorer counts. Maybe it does. I don't know.
I think those are a
I
little
don't
bigger
know.
than the Explorers.
Yeah, they might. They probably are. They are, actually. I don't know. Little do I know about this. Actually,
I like Kia's new logo.
I do.
The other one was ugly.
Kia is trying to rebrand themselves hard, and it's working. Like, this is just it's a nice car. Like,
Now just wait till we get to the Kia K5 talk.
oh, we'll get there someday.
One day. Not today.
So the number is 291 horsepower, 6.9 seconds, 0 to 60, quarter mile and 15. Nobody's gonna do a quarter mile or 0 to 60 in 6.9 in this. This is for the best way to haul your kids to soccer practice. And honestly, I
I'd
can
still
respect
take
that.
a Toyota Venza over it.
What?
I'm just kidding. Allow me to
We're
clear the
trying
record
to-
and
we're
say that was
try-
good.
We're trying to okay. Well, like Car and Driver, I understand they gotta fill that row. I wouldn't put this on, but like not every car buyer is gonna be an enthusiast who
Well,
wants
not
to go
everyone's
as fast
here
car.
for the sports cars, you know?
Yeah, somebody wants a practical car to haul their kids around, and
That's
this is as
exactly what the Telluride
practical
is.
as
And
it gets.
Telluride's a beautiful place.
Oh, yeah, literally. Yeah, we're from Colorado, so we know that.
So we have utmost authority on
Exactly.
beautiful places.
So there it is, the top 10. Was that 10?
I could not tell you. I was not counting. All right, I'll hold the phone.
Wait, okay, so 1.
Just a quick recap. We have the Kia Telluride,
Wait
the
a minute.
Subaru BRZ.
I think they counted the Toyota DR86 and Subaru BRZ.
Did you just call the BRZ a DRZ?
No, the Subaru BRZ and the Toyota 86. They counted those together. That doesn't count. They're the same car.
Allow the record to show those are the exact same car.
They are. What the hell? This is okay. I'm kind of pissed at Car and Driver. They could have had
All their
car.
credibility out the window.
Oh, I guess they did do the CT5 and CT4 Blackwing, but yeah, Car and Driver's top 10. Honestly, strong list. I can't think of any stinkers in here.
Any stinkers?
Worst car I think is probably the Telluride, to be honest. And I guess if they're trying to like, I see this is what I don't get because out of all the car market, these are the 10 best. I know they're trying to appease certain.
There wasn't a
markets.
single BMW on this list.
I feel like the BMW is kind of better than Toyota GT.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say there is at least one BMW that is better than the
I kind of
Kia
wish
Telluride,
I kind of wish they added like one other car and didn't just.
They did two
Mold up.
doubles, which is kind of strange.
Yeah, I mean they did the same thing last year. They did the Volkswagen GTI Mark 7 and then the GLI, which is the same damn thing.
Just not a hatchback.
Yeah, very strange.
Car and Driver, I'd like to speak to your editor.
Literally, this is bum.
No,
See,
it's not that
I don't
bad.
know. I think this would be a fun little thing because the GT80, the GR86, and the BRZ are pretty much the same car, but they have like barely different fascia, so they can just pick one who they think has better fascia and
Yeah,
better.
pick the better looking one.
Like right now, they have like two little differences on their front end. They could just change that. And that'd
I
be
definitely
good
like the
enough.
Toyota look more.
Oh yeah, I actually like the BRZ look more. See, this is a
You
debate.
like those big grills.
Hey, what can I say, man?
He likes them big. What can I say?
But yeah, it's a great list overall. I do feel like I don't know. I feel like the new BMW M3 might be better than the CT4. But like I can
The value,
understand-
Kelvin.
I
The
can
value.
Not to mention I can understand the hate on that grill. And the Mercedes C63 AMG has been out for like 5 years. Same thing with the Audi RS5.
Facts.
I don't know. If Audi brings out an Audi RS4 Avant here though, now we'll be talking.
You would want that.
Yes, I do. Anyway,
Yeah, he's an Audi fanboy as well. For anyone curious.
let's just wrap this up by talking a little about ourselves, our automotive history. Logan has owned 2 vehicles.
Yeah, a Ford Focus and a Dodge Dakota. I'm really out here living the car enthusiast life.
So, like I mentioned, I was an Audi guy. I started off owning a couple of Hyundais here and there. Weirdly, I don't know why.
We'll call him some Santa Fe's.
Dude, the Hyundai 2007 Hyundai Santa Fe is a prime vehicle.
Greatest car ever made.
Basically, that should be on the top 10 list.
That should be the top 10 list. For a car that was made 13 years ago.
Then for my first purchase, I bought a 2-year-old Audi A4. I was a big fan of that car. We'll defend that
quick.
car. It was a fun car. Then I have a 5-liter 2018 GT Mustang, 6-speed.
That one's cool. He's made me sit in the back seat several times, and let the record show, I'm a bigger guy. You know, I'm 5'11". You know, a little portly. I do not fit in the back seat of most of his cars.
And then I also have I had a Mark 7 GTI. I traded up to get the new Genesis G70.
Also,
And
don't fit in that back seat.
also, lastly, I have a 2005 speed Honda Prelude.
Definitely don't fit in that back seat.
No, that thing is tiny.
I barely used to fit in the front seat.
Jeez, yeah, basically. Anyway, that's our podcast.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Logan,
Just know that the quality's only going to get better.
Get the outro music, man.
Oh, God. Let me get the outro going, boys.
All right. Like and subscribe, whatnot.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, folks.
Indeed.